On the surface, My Little Pony seems childish and innocent, but if you take a closer look, you'll see that it's more ominous than you'd think. So today, I'll be sharing some of my darkest conspiracy theories about My Little Pony. Now, most of these theories can easily be disproven, but I'm a firm believer that something is true until proven false. So to start off, my first theory is the reason I don't have a girlfriend is because I like My Little Pony. This one is most likely true, but it's kind of counterintuitive. You'd think that since My Little Pony is intended for girls, they'd like dudes that like ponies, but apparently not. I did actually have a girlfriend at one point. It was only for 2 weeks after we met at the junior high Valentine's dance, but look at what all she's missing out on now. My next theory is that all of the 5 generations of My Little Pony are connected. This is one that I came up with 2 years ago while eating breakfast. I don't have a great memory of how this worked, so I asked my mother if she remembered since I told it to her. Hey mother, do you remember my theory about all the 5 generations of My Little Pony being connected?
Are you filming me right now?
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't listening all the way.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't much help, but if I remember right, it starts out with Generation 1 since it goes in chronological order. The whole underlying theme of this was something about conflict theory and ultimately just sapience being doomed. Now I badly want to talk about the song Doomed by I Prevail. The thing about Generation 1 is that we have humans such as Megan or Megan, but then in like Generation 2, they were killed off by the ponies. And then in Generation 3, all the male ponies died off, then they somehow come back in Generation 4, and then obviously Generation 4 is connected to Generation 5. I shouldn't need to elaborate any further on that. Some proof for this would be that fourth wall break where Pinkie Pie turns into a Generation 3 character in the episode Too Many Pinkie Pies, the TVs in the New Generation movie, and characters like T-Rex in Friendship is Magic. Oh, clap or cry, those are just meant to be jokes.
Nothing is a joke, everything has a deeper meaning to it.
We also see that technology and society evolves and grows over time, but then between Gen 3 and 4, there's this purge and they go back to medieval times, but there are still some remnants of technology. Or My Little Pony is just a cycle and each generation is another iteration of this cycle. Some things change and some things stay the same, kind of like how characters' names are borrowed from previous generations. But the message from this is how society is inherently evil and good will never prevail over evil. It's like when Twilight Sparkle says, "We've learned that friendship isn't always easy, but there's no doubt it's worth fighting for." I'm still working on studying My Little Pony to figure all this stuff out, but if you have any thoughts about this, I'd like to hear what you have to say in the comments. So for my next theory, before I had met anybody else that liked My Little Pony, I used to think that the Brony Fandom was some sort of dark government experiment, and I was the only one that fell for their trap. Basically, all the people online are bots, and all the videos are just actors or generated by AI. This is kind of like the whole dead internet theory. This can easily be disproven though, since I've been to 2 pony conventions, and I'm pretty sure they were all real people and not actors or robots that are fake. Sorry, I just badly want to talk about I Prevail right now. So now for my next theory, I talked about this a bit in my hot takes video, but I believe that COVID-19 was created by Hasbro to wipe out the bronies. This is also why they created Pony Life, because they wanted the ones that would survive the purge to be turned off from ponies entirely. Some reasoning behind this would be that, like I said earlier, My Little Pony is intended for little girls. They don't want these degenerates, such as myself, to be ruining their business with all their clopping and all the other nonsense that we do. Well, now it's time to hop on the Magic School Bus and talk about Generation 5. So I need you to remember back to the Make Your Mark Chapter 6 finale where Sunny Starscout fights Opaline. There's a part where Opaline starts yapping about how she and Sunny are the same. Here, I'll just play the clip.
And you're just like me. You want power too.
You don't know anything about me.
You don't study magic and collect powerful artifacts. You reawakened all the magic in Equestria, and look at you! You got more of it than any of your friends!
That's not what I wanted. I just want to protect my friends and understand magic.
So as we can see, Sunny gets really defensive about this. I strongly believe that Opaline is actually right about Sunny being evil. If you just put your thinking cap on for a second, you'll realize that after the New Generation movie, Sunny's purpose is pretty much fulfilled. She reunited all 3 pony kinds, and that's ultimately what she set out to accomplish. What else is there left for her to do? and she claims that she just wants to protect her friends and understand magic. To me, this sounds a lot like Anakin Skywalker from Revenge of the Sith. He wanted to protect his wife Padme, and what ended up happening to him? He resorted to the dark side, and it completely corrupted him. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that there's a lot that Sunny Starscout is hiding from us.
So it's me from the future. I just got off work. It's like 2 a.m. But I was thinking, so you know how like Sunny Starscout, her dad like inspired her to go off and, you know, unite all the ponies and stuff like that. So what if like her motivation for being evil was to like resurrect him from the dead or something? Once again, I don't have any proof for this, but it's just a thought I had.
And while we're on the topic of Generation 5, you know how they introduced the concept of those different realms, such as the Dragon one and the Secrets of Starlight one? Well, this really opens up a whole bunch of possibilities. And does anybody / any pony / any horse remember last summer when we all thought that Wildmanes was going to replace My Little Pony? Well, I think that Wildmanes could be one of these realms. This is one of those things that is true until proven false. I mean, think about it. Wildmanes is very similar to Generation 5. They have civilization and computer technology. They just evolved due to natural selection differently than the ponies in Equestria. But while we're on the topic of Wildmanes, have you noticed that there are no male horses at all in Wildmanes? Now, the meta reason for this is obviously because male horses aren't as appealing to little girls, but I think the canon reason behind this is because all the male horses died off, maybe in a war or something. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how they died or why they're missing. It just means that their society is doomed because they can't reproduce. Now, I'm not going to be explaining the birds and the bees to you. Go ask your parents about that. So you know how some people believe that the world ended on December 21st, 2012 because of like the Mayan calendar cycle or something? But I think that the world actually ended sometime in 2019 because we all know what happened that year. But really, things just haven't been the same since 2019, and it's all My Little Pony's fault. Another theory that I had a while back is that the Equestria girls' world makes one lose their identity. As we see, when ponies go through the portal and they come back, they forget how to walk like a pony. It's kind of like when astronauts come back from outer space and they're used to putting things in the air, but they forget about gravity. But this had 11th grade me thinking how many ponies went into Justin Timberlake's mirror and got stuck there and completely lost their identity, forgetting they were even once a pony. Am I looking into this too much? Yeah. Now, my final theory to leave you on is that My Little Pony is actually real. Now, you're probably like, this weirdo Clapper Croix is crazy, and I don't deny that, but I just think about how many planets there are in the universe. The land of Equestria could exist on one of these planets, so until you take your little spaceship and go to every single planet to confirm that My Little Pony isn't real, I'm going to believe that it is, because just the thought that my waifu Starlight Glimmer could be real gives me a reason to wake up every day. Wow, that is really sad. Well, thank you for watching. Feel free to share some of your My Little Pony theories in the comments. You can also join my Discord server and chat with me there, or you can join both my Minecraft servers if you're into that. Alright, well, until next time, I will see you on the other side, and happy clopping. Oh man, I have a sore throat when I recorded this. That takes gut, you know, that takes grit to do that. Yeah, my voice hurts now. I'm probably going to die. But it was worth it, you know? It was worth it, sharing my dumb My Little Pony theories.